welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome.
Hi, I'm Sue Fulmer. I'm a practitioner in training and the secretary of the core council at Center for Spiritual Living, St. George. I'm happy to be your meditation guide today. This week's theme is about play, and my favorite way to play is to view nature, be in nature, photograph nature, and all things nature. I would like to use some quotes from Christian Sorensen, as he wrote in the Daily Guides in the Science of Mind magazine on February 19th, titled Patience in Nature. So let's take a deep breath, relax, and release. Deep inhale, long exhale. Deep breath, hold, exhale. Be present and visualize thoughts of your favorite places in nature. Be present by living fully in each season as it is. Remember the magical shifting that fall brings? See the colors of fall: yellow, gold, orange, and red. The time in nature's autumn moves through you to accept the rejuvenating wonder of winter's stillness. Feel the deepness of winter as it stirs your soul. Participate in the excitement blossoming in the spring. Can you feel yourself on the edge right now, expecting trees to blossom and flowers to bloom? Young green leaves to emerge on the trees? Days to get longer and warmer? In time, the fruit of the summer will drip sweetly upon your tongue. Be patient and observant with each season. Take time to play in the season. Mother Nature has her cycles, each different from the previous, each with a timing all her own. She invites you to calmly enter her rhythm. You are as much a part of nature as the trees, growing and changing with spring blossoms, rich green leaves and fruit. And in the fall of life, a burst of bold energy, rich with color. And then the stillness, depth, and wise maturity of winter. Patiently surrender to her pull. Feel the pulse of the wild in your soul. Find the pleasure in the pathless way through, and she will reveal more to you than can be found in any books or pictures. Mother Nature will soothe, heal, and calm your senses. Practice patience in each season. Practice presence in your time with nature. Come back slowly. Stretch, breathe, wiggle your toes. A beautiful service has been prepared. Please enjoy, and thank you for being with us today. Namaste.
You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome.
Good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living St. George on this first Sunday service in March. So we are just so happy to have you here. We are an open, loving, and inclusive community that supports thinking creatively and living a deeply spiritual life. So my name is Gwen Hadley. I'm hosting, I will guide you through this service today. But I'd first like to start with we have something new. We have our mission and purpose and vision statements. So our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, to awaken our community to its divine nature and the greatest expressions of who we are. Our vision, a world that works for everyone. And our values are love, freedom, participation, enthusiasm, acceptance, contribution, cooperation, and humor. So I'd like to share who we have with us today. Chris McCardle is our own practitioner, and he's behind the scenes making sure that all the slides come up and that we're all on cue. Sue Fulmer, who is a practitioner in training, as she stated before, provided our lovely nature meditation. Thank you, Sue. And she will also read our sacred covenant today. Cheryl Barlow, always wonderful, her beautiful music. She sings and writes and plays. Our new practitioner, Bill Smith, will provide our invocation. And I am so happy that we have not just Joe Kovach, we have Reverend Joe Kovach today to speak our message. So with that, Cheryl, you taking us soaring? I think she's going to soar with us. There you are.
We are going to soar together. Absolutely, Gwen. Thank you so much. So even watching the pictures in the slideshow definitely reminded me of the amazing community that CSL St. George is. And this song was inspired by them and is to celebrate this amazing community. So I'm going to go through the first verse and then it will be on screen and we'll sing together. Okay? There's no place else I'd rather be than where like souls inspire me. Rounds of possibility with spirits flying free. This is where it's clear the words I need to hear to expand. Yes, this is where I grow, 'cause this is where I know who I am. Now I'm going to invite Bill Smith in, and he is going to do our invocation today. Welcome, Bill.
Good morning. Thank you, Cheryl. All right. Let's just sink into the emptiness and the feeling. I know that in this tremendous universe that we live in, that I live in, that I am surrounded and filled with spirit. The spirit that I know as abundance, the spirit I know is tremendous power and creativity, and the spirit that I know is humor and fun. I know that this God, this presence, this spirit is with me all the time, surrounds me, fills me, and is me. I know that as such, I am one with this spirit. I know that this spirit carries me through everything and is always there. And as we are all one, I know that everyone within the sound of my voice this morning is also one with that tremendous spirit. I know that today's service is a blessing. I know that the message that Joe brings us is clear and concise and informative and fun. And I know that the music that Cheryl plays is right on and perfect to set the tone for today and bring us all to that place where we understand. And I know that the reading that Sue will do will sink into all of us and carry us through. I am so grateful for this gathering. I'm grateful for Spirit's work in all of our lives. I am grateful for all who are present here today. And I just let it go, knowing that it is already done and already done perfectly. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you so much, Bill. Okay, let's sing together. There's no place else I'd rather be than where like souls inspire me. Rounds of possibility with spirits flying free. This is where it's clear, the words I need to hear to expand. Yes, this is where I grow, 'cause this is where I know who I am. There's no one else I'd rather be than a spark igniting joyously with the love that lives inside of me, so we can all fly free. This is where it's clear, the words I need to hear to expand. Yes, this is where I grow, 'cause this is where I know who I am. Together in community, the we that lives eternally, stronger all collectively, we're soaring, flying free. Together in community, together in community, the we that lives eternally, stronger all collectively, we're soaring, flying free, soaring, flying free. Okay, now Sue Fulmer is going to rejoin us, and she is going to read through our sacred covenant. Thank you, Sue.
I wanted to grab a special message that was given to us in the news, the reminder. It was in our service reminder this week, and is it exciting? Center for Spiritual Living St. George has recently received a new application for our senior minister position. Yay! The Minister Search Committee is in the divine process of discernment, visioning, and interviewing. Keep lending your energy and voice to our sacred covenant. So let each of us, as we read the covenant today, add our personal prayer and desire in a special way. Today's the day to really visualize and pray, and we will see its fulfillment. So read with me with all your heart. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life, I know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which include the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express God, I therefore know that my new minister reveals wholeness. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which we believe. For it is written, let us learn to draw the divine substance down into our own lives, and as freely as it has been given to us, let us give it to others. Thus alone shall we be made whole. Ernest Holmes. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as growing the center in joy and prosperity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing the truth about myself. For as I live the presence and law of God, I demonstrate wisdom through a mature understanding of the wholeness of life. I am accountable and willing to take full responsibility for my actions. I participate in and support the nurturance and guidance of the community. I act from wholeness and congruence in thought, word, and action. I walk the talk. Here you express your personal truth and prayer. I embrace. I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, knowing that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful, and so it is. Amen.
With all my heart. Amen. Thank you so much, Sue. So this year, our topic, our theme is Living Everyday Wonder. And this brand new month, the focus is play. And today's talk focus is playing Twister with God. Playing Twister with God. In this month's Science of Mind magazine, Rev. Stephanie Amand is doing the daily guides. And in one of those, she wrote, "Prayer is the place where I find both wholeness and karmic relief. I pleasantly discover the true nature of spirit as play, and I freely join in the fun." Ernest Holm puts it succinctly this way. He said, "If we would know a God of joy, we must be joyful." And one of the ways that I find my joy and that I play with God is by song. And so we are going to sing together. I invite you to join along. Sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong, sing of good things, not bad, sing of happy, not sad. Sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. La da da da. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. Sing a song. Let the world sing along. Sing of love there could be. Sing for you and for me. Sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Sing a song. Just sing a song.
Thank you, Cheryl.
You bet. Thank you, Gwen.
I was singing my little heart out with you. And Chris
that
brought
song.
me in early, so I'm hoping not everyone heard me. I tried to quiet down a little bit.
I hope they did.
Thank you. So now, as I said before, it is my pleasure to introduce Reverend Joseph. I don't know, Joe, if you go by Joseph. But
Joe is good.
Joe is good.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add a little bit of title, to the Reverend part. So
You had some gumption.
yes, absolutely. So welcome, and I turn the time over to you.
Well, thank you, Gwen. And Shay, I just wanted to make sure I was listening to the la do laws. I'm not sure you got exactly the laws and the do's in the right place. We got to work on that. Just joking. That was a fun song. And as we talk, we're talking about play. But first, I did want to say just a brief yes. I passed my oral panel and became a minister. That happened on Monday. It has been a long road. So I do want to thank you as a community, CSL St. George. I looked back, and as of this, I believe next month, or May, one of the two, it'll be 3 straight years that I've had the opportunity and blessing to speak with you at least once a month. And I know I spoke intermittently before that. And that has just been invaluable. And I do feel your love and support. And I really want to, again, just open my heart and say thank you for this opportunity to continue to do this. And I would be remitting if I didn't thank my family, my wife, Tony, my son, Michael, and my daughter, Jophiel, for all their sacrifice for putting up with me for the hours and hours and hours that I was studying and stressing out. So thank you all. I love you very much, family. So now it's time to talk about play. And the title is, as you can see on the screen, or Chris, if you bring it up now, it'd be perfect, is, thank you, sir, Playing Twister with God. Now, the first thing I want to do is, because I'm not sure who's going to be watching this talk, is express what is Twister, because some of you guys might know or not know. So this is kind of a picture of what you do there. There's a mat with a bunch of different colors and rows, and excuse me, you spin the spinner, and everybody takes turns. So if it lands on right, say in the picture it says right hand on blue, everybody's got to find a different blue spot. And in the end, you end up getting quite twisted, etc. And that's kind of where the fun is. And if you really want a challenge, you can see in this picture here that they have their socks on. And that's a challenge because they the mat that you play on can be very slippery with socks on. So, Twister with God, what does this mean, and how are we going to turn this into a perfect teaching of science of mind, religious science? So when I first heard this title, 2 things came to my mind. One was, we can look at this idea of playing Twister, and I look at it in 2 ways. One is, I kind of played it so much that I already know what to expect. And in my mind, it's kind of not fun. Right? It's like I'm already projecting on, like, all right, I know what's going to happen. We're going to spin the spinner, and here it comes. And, you know, if I'm going to play, I got to win. I'm not just going to play just for fun. And then my ego gets in control, which means I want to be the one spinning that spinner. Right? We want to be the ones doing that because it feels more in control of what's happening in my life, because I don't want to look stupid. You know, at least if I'm spinning a spinner and something kind of goes wrong, you know, it's easier to kind of say, oh, my bad, than, you know, have to deal with somebody else. And yet I can look at it too sometimes where if I pull back a little bit and look at Twister as life, you know, then I look at this idea that which we call God is the spin master, so to speak. And it never really gives us what we want. It's just a kind of a crapshoot. Excuse me. It's a struggle. All right, what can I do about it? I want to control what's going on in my life. And I think we all do. And going back to this game is like, then as I spoke about the socks, somebody else wants to change the rules. And I don't want to change the rules. I know it's going to be so much harder to keep my footing. And then we're going to end up, and at some point, I'm going to be twisted all this. I'm going to be looking at somebody else's armpit. That's not fun. That's not play. I don't want to do this. You know, get me off this ride, so to speak. That's one way I think about it sometimes. And then when I come from an intention of joy, of actually playing, it's a much more fun experience. You know, I set my intention on just playing. I don't have to have a specific outcome. And when I don't have a specific outcome, everything is joyful. Everything is playful. I'm happy, even if I'm not really not sure who's in charge, because I know things I want unfold sometimes. And they don't sometimes. So I'm not in a blame. I'm just having fun. And I absolutely know that, pulling back from looking at this as just a game, but as life, that whatever's happening on in my life, there is this presence, this power, this energy that loves me, that wants me to just have fun and enjoy the ride. And it's not there to simply just point out all my mistakes. You know, oh, you should have put it on that blue button or blue dot. You should have put it on the other blue dot. There's no judgment happening going on. In fact, if I really open to joy, I will receive the guidance of what's the best position for me to be in. If I find myself in a circumstance in life, what's one of the best options that I could have? And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. The wind is blowing here in Las Vegas and it is messing with my sinuses. So I'll say that ahead of time. So going back to this game, there's kind of two ways that we can look at Twister and two ways that we can kind of look at life if we're going to really simplify things. You know, is it just a monotonous process that I am out of control? I am being judged. I'm trying to get control. 2 steps up, 3 steps back kind of a view. Or can I open to this idea that I hear others talking about, that life is a blessing, that life is abundant, that life provides everything we need, and technically ahead of time. Excuse me. Which is it? And how do we determine? What can we use to determine our direction? And I want to propose that it's not an uncommon word, but ask ourselves, are we playing with faith? Now, when I thought of the word faith, right away, I got this kind of download of a sentence or a idea, and I wanted to share it with you. And it says this: I receive the energy of our faith nourishes the seed of thought, leading to a demonstration of either lack or plenty, work or play. So that demonstration, I don't want that to, I was trying to think of the best word possible. A demonstration means what's showing up in our lives. We are demonstrating, meaning if I have positive thoughts of plenty, that there's enough to go around, then I'm going to demonstrate that. In other words, project that out into life, and life is going to come back and say, yes, you have plenty. You have demonstrated that you understand that it is here for your benefit. But we also know that which we call the law, which is the law of spirit, receives. So what does it receive? Well, we use the example in Science of Mind quite a bit, that our thoughts are like seeds, and we plant them in the mind of God. And the mind of God, the law, always says yes. It does not know no. Okay, so what energy of faith are we bringing to life? Are we bringing to a circumstance in life? So we know, like in the Bible, it says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And I'm going to add, and so does he attract. Right? The law of attraction works with the what we call the law, the action part of God. So if we're putting thoughts of play, of abundance, and I have faith in this, meaning I am knowing that God is this abundance, and it shares itself openly with me. There's nothing I have to do. I recognize who I am as a beloved emanation, better word, child of God. And I don't have to strive for it. I don't have to work for it. And sometimes that's hard for us to feel and understand. But when we're in this place of play and faith, that's where it is. So the opposite side is, or let me continue on. So we plant the seed and we're just trusting, because I have faith that my seed of thought is going to bloom perfectly into whatever it is that I'm looking for, that everything is happening for my best and highest good. And I'm nourishing the thought with my positive attention and faith. It's kind of like the sunlight, the energy that we're giving to our seeds. And therefore, now I stand back. If I have faith, I just let what we call God or spirit do its thing. I don't plant a seed and then every 3 days dig it up to see if is it working. I don't know if it should be doing that way. You know, is it growing down? What if it's growing down? It'll never grow up and I won't get what I want. We release that when we have faith. We release the idea of control. So that's the opposite side of things, isn't it? Because if I don't come in with faith, this energy, and we can't fake this. Look, the universe knows our energy. It knows. It's all one, right? It's all one. So just like if we think about it in our body, if there's a point of pain, we feel it, no matter where it is in our body, because our body is one. It's connected. Well, we are within the body of God, right? So we're all one. It knows. So if I'm not really faithful, if I'm not trusting in this idea and this seed, like I know what I want, but I had a hem-ha. I'm stuck in the past. It didn't work out before. I have this idea that there's not enough. I come from a place of lack, because I'm watching the news. There's not a lot of positivity on the news. There's this and that. Look at the price of gas skyrocketing. Oh, woe is me. I'm a victim. Constant feeling of resistance. So even though I want something, I feel that, I don't know if I can really have it. It's almost like what I want is pushing against me in a negative way, as if like, you can't have me, step back. This is a very different outcome for the same idea. So if I had planting a mindset seed of love, I want to experience love wherever I go in every circumstance. If I have faith, I'm going to be able to walk through circumstances, demonstrate that that's where I'm at. I'm radiating in love, and therefore I'm giving and receiving equally. But if I say, yes, I want love, but I'm coming from a place where I want it, but it's not there all the time. How am I going to find it? And I try to control all the pieces. It's a very different outcome. And this could be on any subject. I don't care what it is. If you're trying to attract your perfect creative expression, job, your perfect relationship, healing within the body, healing in the mind, whatever it is, faith is the foundation. So as we're trying to have this faith, it's important to be flexible. And I don't know if you noticed, but my shirt, I wore this for a reason, because I got some palm trees on it. Now, having faith leads us to being flexible. Notice the picture on the right. I think it's still on your right. Yes, the bending palm tree. It bends, it flows, it allows what's happening, the circumstances, because it has faith, and it has a very strong, wide foundation, a root system. For us, that's our faith. The stronger we are, the more we know and trust and believe and have those experiences, the greater our root system is going to be, and we can weather any storm. Yep. And again, it starts with the mental understanding and acceptance of a God being in favor of us, of being really no separation. It's not God out there, it's God everywhere. So why would God do anything to be against itself? Right? When we feel that way, that's where the Bible says, in a sense, we have a house divided against itself. Like, I want this on one side. I don't know if you can see me picture that side, but there's the other side that's saying, I don't know it. And that's where we're resisting. So a simple temperature check is, am I feeling the resistance of what I want? Or am I allowing, kind of like the flexibility of the palm tree? So this faith, even when we may say we're playing, again, going back to this idea, life should be enjoyable. If I know I have a strong foundation of faith, when the storm comes, I can still be playing, right? If it's a storm outside, we can play in the rain, as they say, dance and sing in the rain. That Cheryl song was perfect, right? Just sing your song, whatever's going on, sing your song. If it's kind of looking ugly out, sing a song of peace. And we all know we could use, I won't say use, because I know that peace is there, that we can recognize and call upon the truth right now that there is peace everywhere. So, are we allowing or are we resisting? The next slide leads us to a wonderful quote. This comes from ACM, is A Course of Miracles. And it says, if you knew who walked beside you at all times on this path that you have chosen, you can never experience fear or doubt again. Let that sink in. If you knew who walked beside you at all times on the path that you have chosen, you could never experience fear or doubt again. I love this quote. I feel it in my bones, in my body, in my spirit, and my soul when I say that, because there's that eternal, infinite part of us, right? That is us. It's our true nature. It knows. It's like saying, yes, just allow this. Play in this quote right here. If we have faith, if we truly knew the divine, our loving ancestors, the great master teachers of this faith, were right here beside us, wouldn't we relax more? Wouldn't we play more? we could truly just let things go, because we know that we can't really be hurt. We can't hurt. We can't really be offended. We can't be less than perfect when I'm in this place, when I'm understanding and have faith that there is only Spirit, the divine at work here. And I'm on this path, the path that I've chosen. I've chosen to play in this time-space reality that we call life. I know it's not all there is, but in this reality, in my perspective, this is what's happening here. How can I play? And if I knew no matter what happens, I'm okay, right? What would we be more willing to do, to express? How would we look at others differently? And would it change the way I just played? So our founder, Ernest Holmes, has some things he says about this. He says, it should be considered good and right to live and to enjoy living, to be well, happy, and to express freedom, excuse me, is to be in accord with divine law and wisdom. So what he's saying is yes, of course, we don't need permission, that it's good and right to enjoy ourselves. An old mindset, which is, I would say, passed on and we've lovingly released, is we have to struggle to enjoy life. My friends, I'm going to tell you, I've held that viewpoint for a long time, and sometimes it's positive, being I'm athletic, so it's like I want that challenge, I need that challenge to motivate myself. Why can't I just do it to have fun? Why can't I just show up and be the best I can be without having to come from a struggle, an injury, somebody calling out my name in a negative way, right? I don't need to come from that anymore. And Ernest Holmes is saying, just enjoy yourself. It's right to express. Life will show up and give you these opportunities to be well, to be happy, and to express and feel freedom in our lives in accordance with the divine. And we know the divine only does things for the best and highest good of everyone. So we open to that. I love Rumi. Rumi is a ancient mystic. You've probably heard of the name through a million quotes that he shares through his wisdom. And one today I want to share is this one. I'm going to explain it, but so just take it in. He says, there's no one with intelligence in this town except that man over there playing with the children, the one riding the stick horse. He has keen, fiery insight and vast dignity like the night sky, but he conceals it in the madness of child's play. Let's take a breath with that one. Now, for me, what that means is you can be whoever you want to be, but always keep that idea of playful nature in who we are. That's not something we should outgrow. For this wise, intelligent man with dignity knows when we play, we're at the freedom of our infinite intelligence, infinite potentiality, infinite possibility when we play. That's the whole point of why we play, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we just know we're going to have fun. No matter what we're doing, whether we're playing a sport, whether our play is putting a puzzle together, whether our play is going for a walk in nature, like we heard about today in our meditation. Right? I love that. He conceals it in the madness of child's play. Right? Play till, another way I looked at it was almost we play till we forget who we think we are. Right? Well, I'm this Reverend now, and I'm going to be holier than thou, and everybody's looking, and I can't make mistakes, and all that is just, for me, feels ugly. I'm just going to play. And when I play, I'm loving. When I play, I want you to succeed. I don't even almost care about it as much as I do. I just want to see us have a good time together. And I mean that sacredly. Can we just enjoy what's going on together? And I'm going to be here when you fall and stumble, and you're going to be there to help me when I fall and stumble. And we will just do it in the madness of child's play. All right, let me watch the time here. Perfect. We're doing well. All right, a short story time that I wanted to share with you. It goes like this. When Brian's grandmother died, he sat down at her piano and played for the first time in 13 years. Having given up piano lessons for sports practice in school, he'd always intended to get back to piano, but hadn't gotten around to it. Just before her death, his grandmother told him she wished she'd spend more time playing. She wished she'd spent more time playing. Needing to distract himself from her absence, Brian looked up a simple YouTube video and started to play. He quickly advanced to a weekly lesson at a local music school. Within a few months, Brian was asked if he'd like to perform in the winter recital, something he'd never done before. Nothing quite prepares you to be the only adult performing in a piano recital with 14 children, but he did it. He played in front of an audience a song that had personal meaning to him. At the juice and goldfish reception afterward, a little girl told him she wanted to grow up to be just like him. And his takeaway was, you're never too old to try something you love just for yourself. So in other words, do we have to have a reason to play? Do we have to have a reason to be joyful? I ask you now, in these spiritual practices that we have of prayer, meditation, and contemplation, do we put in play anywhere? Yes, I can enjoy myself while I'm meditating, but that's kind of an independent inside thing. Can I go out and play? Holmes again says about play, or about this idea of playing, that if we would know a God of joy, we must be joyful. So for me, what this says is what is our view of the divine? Again, opened up. When I was brought up in a different religion, it wasn't such a joyful God. I was being judged constantly. I had to do certain things to be allowed to play and play well. Okay. And that is something that I bless. It has led me to where I am. But I know for me, a higher way of thinking, that God is truly love and loves all of its creation, and its creation loves it because there's no difference. It's just a different expression. And so I think we should ask ourselves from time to time, what is this idea of God that I believe in? Because if I'm not playing enough, then maybe that has something to do with it, that we're taking ourselves too seriously, that we don't deserve it, etc. And then I ask myself, what about the times when I'm kind of confused of whether I should or shouldn't play, whether I should be joyful or, I want to, but this fear comes in. I'm going to go back to Rumi again and share another quote. He says, God turns you from one feeling to another and teaches by means of opposites so that you will have two wings to fly, not one. I love that. In other words, we can learn through our pain and we can learn through our joy. We get to choose. They both are, it's not and or in a sense, they both lead to the same. And we get to choose. That's fine. I celebrate if I came through a path of pain and learning through my difficulties, my challenges. And I celebrate those times when it just happens that I'm open to that perfection that's already flowing through me. It's both okay. They're both there for me to choose. No, neither one is wrong. Again, we have to stop making ourselves wrong for so much that we do. Taking a quote from outside of a person who created this thing called Play Haven. Look it up. He's done some great work. His name is Victor. I believe it's Shamus. It could be Seamus. I'm not sure. But he says, play is a sacred act. When we are playing, the essence of all creation flows freely through us. We are expressing our true nature and connecting with the very core of our existence. Nothing is more spiritual than that. Wow. Take that in. So when we are playing, it is a sacred act. I do believe that. If we're playing with faith. And in the end, if anything, if I'm confused, if I'm hearing all this stuff, and I get to the end of this talk, if somebody else was doing this talk, and I'm like, give me a simplified message. Well, I think Holmes says it perfect right here. He says, God is the one. God sings all the songs, dances all the dances, paints all the pictures, creates all art, writes every book, plays every game. It's the only thing happening is that we say all the time. The only thing happening is God, is spirit expressing, is life unfolding. So many different ways to say it, but it's just one thing. And in the end, I'm an expression of God doing this thing called Joe Kovach. And Joe Kovach is walking this particular path, and he's playing and he's having fun. And Chris McArdle's walking his path, and that's a different expression of God, but we're not separate. We're one, and we're supporting each other. And CSL St. George is another expression. And it's all just the same perfect, infinite, loving, joyful, playful God expressing. But what is the key? Well, when we again come from faith, life is living in faith every day. Living in faith every day. And when we do this, we get to play, my friends. We get to have fun. We get to enjoy one another. So as a spiritual practice this week, I'm just going to ask you to go play. To find that thing that you've been putting it off. I remember one of the things I used to do, I was still even in my older teens, and I would get on the floor and play tinfoil ball hockey with friends across a room. We would just make certain nets from here to here. We get a ball of tinfoil and we whack it with our hands across the room and try to get it by each other. And we had a blast. What is it that you want to do to play? Maybe you want to go fishing and you haven't been out in nature to do that. Maybe playing is reading for you. Watching just a good, wholesome movie with the family. What is playing for you? What does that mean for you? Do more of that. Do more of that. I do want to close with an affirmation, something to, again, work our mental mind, right? Because this is where it is. The more we know, the more we demonstrate. I live in faith, experiencing joy and fun with the divine. I live in faith, experiencing joy and fun with the divine. Now remember, the words are important, but the intention. Am I saying this with faith? And if you're not, that's okay too. That's that other wing that Rumi was talking about. Then just keep doing that. Just keep saying this. It's like building a muscle. I want to be able to curl 100 pounds and I'm only at 60 right now. Then I just keep working it, knowing I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. But I see myself as doing that. So see yourself. Maybe you're not sure how to play. It's been so long. Just hold that intention. Hold that faith that the perfect way will be brought to you. And don't be afraid to walk through that door when it does. It'll come back knocking for sure. So, Twister with God takes faith, takes practice, takes self-awareness, and it takes a willingness to look at how we look at God expressing. Right? Perfect. Well, thank you. I'm going to now go into a closing prayer. Get comfortable however you want. Let's play together. I'm going to close my eyes and take a deep breath to begin. And what I know to be true in this perfect moment, this perfect infinite moment, is play is a sacred action. For there is nothing outside of God itself. How could there be if the only thing happening is God expressing? So everything is perfect, whole, and complete in this moment. I open myself to a greater knowing of playfulness in my life. I open myself to be the perfect recipient of play. I enjoy watching others play, the excitement they have, the camaraderie, the fellowship they have in playing together. And I also enjoy the time when I just play alone with spirit, recognizing the perfection of who and what I am and how I serve this perfect sacred life. I open myself to play. Just blessing this word, play, for this week, particularly with great intention and great faith, for I have faith that everything I see, experience, witness is happening for the best and highest good of all. Everything. I allow truth to unfold and show itself as love divine as unlimited peace, as wholeness. I give great thanks for the spiritual community of CSL St. George, for its leadership, for its volunteers, and for the support that anyone shares to it and through it and as it. I bless the community, knowing it evolves through playful acts with its community, like it had the other week outdoors. It was a perfect day. It was playful. I call for more of this. I am open to this. I release this now into the law, that soil. I trust because I have faith. I allow life to deliver it perfectly. And so it is. Woo! Good one. I felt it anyway. I hope.
Oh, I felt it too. Thank you, Joe. I loved all your quotes, especially Rumi. He's, of course, one of my favorites.
One of the best, right?
I love that you get lost in play until you forget who you are. I love that. Thank you. Are you going to join us on Zoom today?
Yes, I will. Absolutely.
Okay. We'll see you at noon.
I'll see you then.
Okay. So now we have a few announcements. In-person gatherings, save the date. We're not sure where we're going to be yet, but it's going to be on Saturday, March the 26th. So stay tuned. Last week was just a marvelous, marvelous day as we roasted marshmallows and made s'mores by the fire. So please come play with us. Our book club, Zoom book club, and I believe Sue and Alan are still hosting, but it will begin again with a new book on March the 24th from 6 to 7, The Alchemist. These are wonderful discussions, whether or not you read the book or you just join the discussion. We continue to spread the love. We appreciate the tithings and the offerings so that we can find a location to all meet again permanently. So you can give online. PayPal is on our website. You can send us a check or you can scan the little, I don't know what that's called. I've forgotten. Anyway, you can scan to donate. And as you're here for us, we're here for you. Please, if you need prayer, if you need cards, if you need someone to chat with, please reach out to us. Our practitioners will pray with you, our community care circle. We're all here to do whatever we can to support you. Reverend Joe is joining us on Zoom, and we hope you'll join us as well for our conversation. Starts at noon. There's a link in the reminder message that Marina sent out. So it's always incredibly joyful, and probably today will be playful. So please join us if you can. During that Zoom session, we also will have a practitioner that will be available to do a breakout and take you into a very private, confidential place if you would like prayer or an affirmational connection. So, next week coming up, A Spoonful of Sugar is the Medicine. Wow, with Jafan Seeley. And I'll Rest When I'm Dead. I hope it's not that long, with Eugene Holden. So please join us for these wonderful topics. So now Chris is going to pop us all up for our closing affirmation. Here we come. I think we're here.
Okay, we're all here. Let's have fun with this. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it. I embrace it, and I share it.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is becoming.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
life.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Don't
blessed
forget to play.
See you at Zoom at noon.
La 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 la.
Shall we play more? No. We're going to end the service. Goodbye.
Bye.